Yep, looks like she's gonna need some brake pads. So let's get it started. What is up, folks? I'm back again with this '08 Infinity QX56, and today we're going to be doing some rear brake pads, and we're going to be replacing these shocks here. So the bolts for these shocks, we got one here, we got one down here. They're both 19 millimeter. Now, to get this air line out of here, what you're supposed to be able to do is depress on this orange button right here. And while you're pushing that down, you can slide the line out. These, they're just corroded to death up in here, and I don't think they're going to come out. So what we'll probably end up doing is splicing back this covering, and we'll cut this off, have a whole new section of line to go into our shock. As far as the brakes, the caliper, we got two 10 millimeter bolts, one here, one here. We're gonna loosen those up, get those out of there, and we're going to have to also depress this tab here on our pads in order to have the caliper come out. Let's get this loose real quick. I already cracked these loose, so they ought to come right out of there. In fact, that one's supposed to probably spin it out with my hand. Okay, and that's what that looks like.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave this one on this side so we can do the gutters.
And both the caliper bolts are the same length. So let's see if we can depress this down. This is really a two-handed job here, but might be able to get it. There we go. All right, once you depress down on here, just like that, this will come right off. There we go. And I think what I'm going to do, I'm just going to sit this to the side to give myself a little more room to work with these shocks. So let's see if I can hang this up here. There we go. All right, let me grab a couple more tools and I'll be back. Okay, so I went ahead and cut my air line loose right there at the top of the shock. And what I'm going to do now is get these bolts right here. They're already loose. That's what that'll look like. There we go. Okay, what we're going to do is push down on this a little bit. That'll come right on out. Okay, now that's your two mounting points there. So I'm going to go and grab my new one, and I'll be back. This new one in here. Hopefully that camera's showing up. What I like to do is try and compress it down before I put it in there. That way it should just rise right up into place. Beat me to it. Here. There we go. tighten up our bolts. Okay, got those nice and tight. So our next move is to stick our airline in here. And once we got that in, we'll proceed to the brakes. As you can see, I skinned back some of this covering here real carefully to give myself a little more actual line to go into the shock fitting. So we got all that tight, we got that in place. Now we're going to take our caliper and make sure that our pins moving back and forth freely. That one's good, that one's good. So we're just going to change our pads, but we're going to compress our piston once we get this outer pad out of here. And I'll be back when I got the new pads in place. I got my new pads back in here in place. And this is a good shot of the clip and how it should be on your outer pad. And when you're putting the pads and the caliper back on, you want to make sure that your pads go into this little slide area right here. There's a notch on the pads that has to sit in there. And we're going to tighten up our two 10 millimeters back here on our caliper, and that will about wrap that up. This helps you out any, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll be back with another one very soon. Catch you on the next one.